everyone. Happy New Year. You know what? Grab yourself a chair, have a seat, sit back. This is going to be a couple minutes as I'm going to reflect a little bit on the past year and talk about what's coming up for this new year. Yeah, you know what? If you guys have been following me for a bit, you'll have figured out by now that my work moves between a lot of different forms. There's painting and writing, photography, sewing, knitting, singing, piano, on and on and on. And you know what? Physical experiences like my bike ride that I did this past summer, strength training and proper nutrition. You know what? I don't separate any of these things. They're all ways I use to create, a process and make sense of my life. A lot of the time, this creative process can look and feel a little chaotic, I know. But you know what? This past year, I feel like it all came into clear focus. It showed up as a planned bike ride across Southern Ontario. I prepared for and recovered from a total hip replacement. It also showed up as the creation of a novel, Through Bright Eyes, which I launched at the end of August after it had lived inside of me for like over 5 years. You know what? And to top it all off, I celebrated a milestone birthday, and you know what? In my headspace, throughout the year, I imagined that, once the year drew to a close, that I would feel something almost along the lines of completion. And don't get me wrong, I finished everything that I set out or that I planned to do, and then some. But you know what? Strangely, instead of feeling accomplishment, I feel something more along the lines of beginning. So not a conclusion to the past year, but maybe a convergence. A convergence of the past half century, almost a sense that everything I've been working on towards, or that I've been working on in the last half of my life, is no longer separate. Like it has been gathering momentum, and it's now asking to be taken seriously. Honestly, this feeling of convergence has thrown me off my game. I had plans, like some of you know, I had plans for this new year. I was going to actively work on the sequel, Through the Sound of Silence, and I was going to create a visual body of work, but it was supposed to be based off the photographs of my journey uphill bike ride. The 600 kilometers of sweat, tears, movements, solitude, reflection, repetition. That was the plan, and that's the plan that made sense to me. But movement has always been how I process difficult things. So I don't know, here's where things changed while I was writing book 2. The writing came really easy. The pages are there. I can articulate what I'm feeling, but I can't fully understand it. I know that doesn't kind of make sense, but I started to notice something a little unsettling. I felt I was circling the same emotional spaces. And I don't know, I'm writing my experiences, but I'm not actually staying in them. I guess to try and explain this a little bit, writing, it turns out, gives me clarity. But it also lets me move past the feelings a little too quickly. I can name emotions, grief, pressure, endurance, loss, but I do so without letting them fully register in my body. So I guess that's what I mean when I say I'm circling the same emotional spaces. I'm not stuck. I'm just moving around them. And at a certain point, that stopped feeling honest. I mean, book 2 is intense. It's not a comfortable place for myself as the writer, and it won't be a comfortable place for you as the reader. It circles, how do I say this? It surfaces human emotions that none of us like to talk about or face, and not in a direct way. It kind of unfolds gradually, and before you know it, you're there within the uncomfortable space. So, what started to press forward while writing isn't a new idea, but it's more like a demand for a different kind of engagement. Something slower, something psychological, something that won't allow me to translate experience into explanation. Painting does that to me in ways that writing doesn't. When I paint, I can't move on. I can't talk my way through something. I have to stay with what's uncomfortable long enough for it to take form. And that's the difference. And I think that's why the bike photographs no longer feel like the right container for this year. So alongside the writing of book 2, I'm going to be beginning a new body of work. It's connected to the novel, but it's not illustrative. So it's not going to be about depicting scenes or characters. It's about holding the emotional weight the story comes from without resolving it. I won't be sharing the finished paintings. Those will be part of the combined book launch and debut exhibition. I'm not, in the videos moving forward over the year, I'm not going to get into deep explanation of what the work means. And it's definitely not going to be turned into motivational content. Instead, I'll be checking in once in a while throughout my progress to show snippets and talk honestly about the process, where I am in the studio, where I am in my writing, and most importantly, where I am within myself. What's resisting, what's uncomfortable, what it's like to stay present within work that doesn't offer easy movement forward. This year feels less about pushing ahead and more about staying put, which I'm sure all of you know that's not necessarily my thing, and staying put even when that's hard. So if you'd like to join me for the process the next coming year, for the questions, for the parts of my creative work that don't resolve neatly. You're welcome to stay and spend some time here. And if that's not what you're looking for, that's okay too, because this year isn't about convincing anybody. It's about paying attention to what's already asking to be made. So I'll be here continuing the work. And when there's more to share, I'll come back and talk about it. And yeah, I guess that's where I am right now. It will most definitely be an interesting year moving forward. And thank you for sitting with me for a little bit while I talk about it. And again, I hope you guys had a fabulous holiday, and I, wish you all the best for the coming year. And yeah, I'll be back to talk very soon. Happy New Year. Cheers.